Now everything is working perfectly here. You can see we got all the posts here, but if you can notice that we do have problem in the column of date and time, and that is, you can see that this January is showing right at the end, and this June is before January. Then we got all the dates of May. So it means that the order by clause which we applied on our date and time, it's not working. Now before showing you the code, now let me first show you the table of admin underscore panel. So opening my database, then my column of admin underscore panel. Now this was our most previous post which I had done on May 21, 2017, and the last post here you can see that have the date of June 2, 2017, and if I can show you the current date and time, today is the June 3rd, 2017. So you can see that this June 2 is the latest post, and its title is confession about one function. And in here in admin dashboard, we are not putting the latest post here at the top. If I can show you that this post is here at the index of 31, confession about one function. So we don't have to do anything in the admin panel. We do have to manage the date and time order by clause which we applied on this column of date and time. And if I can show you real quick in the file of dashboard.php where we are extracting our post. So moving up, you can see on line 129 we are extracting our post, and we applied the order by SQL clause on our date and time column. But here in this panel, the whole picture is different. Now I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to think about it. Why the name on earth this order by date and time clause is not working on this page of dashboard.php? Although we wrote the correct order by clause on this column of date and time, then why it's not working? Well, the reason is quite simple. Now before telling you the reason, if I can show you our lecture of date and time where we learn about date and time, and in our date and time lecture we comment this date and time format. It's just because I told you at that time this is the SQL format for date and time. If you want to have the SQL format for your date and time, then you should work according to this format. But this format is quite understandable. Now let me show you again real quick. So this file of date and time.php, opening this file is in the same directory. Now you can see we adopted this format June 3, 2017. And if I can comment this one and show you this SQL format which we learned earlier, if I save this one and refresh this page, now you can see this format is quite changed. Before we got the format where we were showing the name of the month, and now if I make this date and time, then we will have very simple date and time. So I'm not going to change this format because it's more understandable. You can see that June 3, 2017, it's a great representation. But we do have to encounter this problem where we are having the problems while extracting our latest post at the top. You can see that we pretty much messed up everything. This post got the latest entry in our table of admin underscore panel. That's why you can see it on the last. Its ID is 40. So instead of applying the order by clause on this date and time, we can apply the clause on the ID, because ID is in the number format, and we can easily show the latest post by applying the order by clause on ID column on our admin dashboard. Because if I can show you real quick by adding one new post, so I'm gonna add one post to be test order, add new post added successfully. So now in the dashboard, if I scroll down, you can see that this post is appearing at the index of 30. And if I show you in the table, this post is at last because we just entered it and its ID is 41. So instead of applying the order by clause on this page of admin dashboard on this column of date and time, we can apply the order by clause on our ID, which we are not showing here, to make and show the latest entries at the top, because we cannot apply the SQL function of order by on this format of date and time. So back to my editor, in the page of dashboard.php, you can see on line 129 we applied the clause of order by on date and time. So I'm gonna apply on this ID column and I'm gonna make it descending so that the higher ID post appear at the top. That's why I choose the descending. So I applied the order by clause on this ID now. So if I save this one, and now if I refresh this page, you can see this post is appearing at the top. Then we got this post of June 2. Then we got this post of to test post 4. So real quick, if I can show you that this is the third last post here and this is the third post here. So now you will see the latest post at the top of your admin dashboard. Now I'm gonna do the same thing on this page of blog page so that we can extract the latest post on page 1, and also it gonna resolve this problem because in the recent post you can see that if I can refresh this page, we are still not extracting the recent post here. So I'm gonna go to page 1. The first post is to test post here. Now we are going to turn the order by clause from the date and time column on this page of blog.php to ID column. So back to my editor on the page of blog.php, moving up. Now in the scenarios, you can see we got the scenario for the search button. Then we got the scenario for category. So we have mentioned the category to show the order by on date and time. So I'm gonna mention the ID column. Now doing the same thing for our search button as well, because we didn't apply the order by clause on it as well. So applying order by ID on search button, then moving downward. Here you can see we got the scenario for our pagination. So now applying the order by clause on our ID column, descending, then moving downward. Here is our default scenario. So now applying the order by clause on ID column in descending order. Now saving this one. If I refresh this page of page 1, you can see that test order was our latest post. That's why it's appearing at the top. Then we got the post of June 2, 2017. Then we got the May 31 post. So we didn't apply the clause on date and time, we applied on ID and it's working perfectly. Now the same thing I'm gonna do with this recent post tab here as well. So back to my editor. Now moving downward, we need to locate our side area. So the side area is right here. Now on line 197, you can see we got this panel of categories. This panel of category. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this one as well. So applying the order by clause on the ID column, then moving downward, this is our recent post. So doing the same thing here as well, applying order by clause on our ID column. Now if I save this one and refreshing this page, you can see that we browse the latest post here as well and it's working perfectly. So we just did one modification in our file of dashboard and blog.php, and that is we apply the order by clause on our ID column and make it to show the descending at the top. We change it from the date and time because this is not the format of SQL. That's why our order by clause will be useless on this date and time format. Now same thing which we done here, you can also do the same thing on our categories and admins as well, so that you can put the latest admins or category at the top. So let's do it. So opening the file of admins, now going downward, here you can see order by on date and time, so changing it on ID. Now opening the file of categories, changing the order by clause on our categories PHP page as well. Now opening the file of comments.php, changing the order by clause here as well. Now moving downward, this is our section of approved comments, so changing here as well. So everything is perfect now. We just change the order by clause from date and time column to ID column in all these file of dashboard, blog, full post, admins, categories and comments. Now you will have the latest entries at the top of every single page. On your categories, now if I can add one new category of OOP, you can see it right at the top. So finally, I want to say that this project has been completed. There is nothing left. And in this lecture of presentation UI, we have done pretty much great work, and we remove this logical error of date and time as well.